Kiana Danial joins us right now, cryptocurrency investing for dummies. Kiana, great to have you back. What do you make of this? You were always saying the underpinnings for cryptocurrencies look good, and then we hear that China piling on, maybe our Securities and Exchange Commission piling on, yet it's weathering those blows fairly nicely. What's going on?
Right. Thanks so much for having me back. And yes, this $50,000 level is super, super important because the first time that it was actually tested was back in February 2021. And then this level actually acted as a support for Bitcoin price all the way when Bitcoin was trying to break above $64,000. It kind of went up and down. And this $50,000 kind of acted as this floor and a support level which prevented the prices to drop. And then after it did break it below it, then it was like just downfall from there. So this makes this a very important psychological level. And that's the reason why, primarily because of technical analysis reasons and market sentiment reasons, that this price is very hard to crack. We do have a ton of medium to long-term bullish indications over here, but normally what we see at these key psychological levels is a little bit of a bounce up and down. And the support level right now for this is about $44,000. So I would expect to see that again.
It didn't shake out that many investors, particularly among millennials who make up the bulk of the buyers of this, which kind of surprised me, less so maybe older fogies like myself. But what is interesting here is they continued buying, or at least certainly holding on, maybe buoyed by news that companies like PayPal are using it as a payment in Britain, or will, and many others that are kicking around doing the same, to say nothing of all the big investment houses that are applying to offer ETFs now. Ironically, the SEC has to write off on that, but those are all, pretty bullish signals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So these signals, again, these are great to get the noise, or to get the brand awareness about Bitcoin around people, for people who don't know what Bitcoin is. But in the long term, Bitcoin's value isn't derived by these news. Bitcoin's value is derived by its actual underlying technology blockchain, the fact that it is decentralized, and the fact that there's only going to ever be 21 million Bitcoins ever. So because of supply and demand, eventually Bitcoin is going to, the price, in my opinion, is going to go higher. And these news is great for people who are like,
it's a mug's game. It's a mug's game, but how much higher? That a lot of bulls say it doesn't reflect the demand that's out there.
Right. I mean, oh my gosh, are you going to quote me on this? I think easily $100,000. Oh my God, did we just create hypofoma over here? But there is going to be a ton of volatility.
In other words, it will double from, you argue it'll double from here. When do you see that happening?
I'm not going to put a time on it because Bitcoin is very, very volatile. Do not buy it because I just said that. Please go to cryptomistakes.com.
Fair enough. You see it getting to 100,000 a coin at a minimum.
Minimum. We've already broken above $50,000, which is like very super psychological. Then right. 64 was, to me, that was actually pretty fast as it got to $64,000. But yeah, I'm not going to put a time on it.
All right,
but let's say
you're right. You just play with it. Play with it. Don't put your whole fortune in it. But by all means, if you have money, you want to just sort of see what happens. Maybe let Bitcoin happen. We'll have a lot more.